Hey, so today we are going to be diving into the 20 things you should never agree to do when selling your home. Because while selling it might seem simple, there's only 3 steps: list it, show it, sell it. There are some sneaky little traps that you might fall into. Let's make sure you don't. So, pricing pitfalls. So, let's start with the money stuff because that's why we're here, right? So you don't want to price too high just to see what happens, because you know what happens? Your house sits on the market. And that's never a good thing. It's the kiss of death on a home sale, because then people start to ask, it's not sold yet. It's been a week. What's wrong with this house? Not a place that you want to be, not a position you want to be in. Then you have pricing too low without a strategy. So pricing your home lower in the hopes of getting multiple offers, going to a highest and best. There's a not so fine line with that pricing, because if you price it too low, people are going to think there's stuff wrong with it. You need to talk to your agent, make sure you go over your comps. Number 3, agreeing to multiple price drops without market analysis. Multiple price drops makes it look like you are desperate or you need to sell quickly, and people will just sit and wait you out to see when the next price drop is. Again, you're going to get crushed on your bottom line. Number 4, letting emotion dictate your price. Selling your home, there is no room for emotion when pricing your house. At the end of the day, your house is only worth what the market deems that it's worth at whatever particular time you decide to sell. So you need to remember that the market doesn't care how much you love your kitchen backsplash. At the end of the day, all it cares about is the value. All right, next up, contract chaos, also known as the fine print that can make or break your deal. So problem number 6, thing you should never do, is accepting an offer without proof of funds or a pre-approval. Now, mind you, I did not say pre-qual. And there are multiple reasons why things can go sideways. You really want to see a pre-approval, which means these people have been put through the ringer and the 5th degree as far as their ability to buy. So you definitely want to have that proof of funds. You could get all the way through to the end of the deal and find out they didn't have enough money to come up with their closing costs. And what happens? The deal dies. So definitely not a place that you want to be. Okay, then there is agreeing to a buyer's home sale contingency without a backup plan. So what you need to remember is when you accept somebody's offer contingent upon the sale of their home, it means if they don't close on their house, they can't close on your house. What does that mean for you? Well, the problem is if they lose their buyer, they can't close. They can't close on your house, and you are ending up behind the 8 ball, especially if you're now under contract to buy your home. You've got to have a contingency plan. You got to talk to your agent about that. There are multiple things that can be done. You just want to make sure you have your ducks in a row. Then, number 8, letting the buyer move in before closing. Just no. Ever. It is a hornet's nest of legal liability. You could end up being a landlord instead of a home seller. Definitely not a position that you ever want to end up in. Number 9, not setting clear deadlines for inspections and financing. When you get your contract signed, you need to know when the mortgage commitment is due, when the home inspection is due, how long they have to come back at you and ask you for repairs. These deadlines are important because it keeps everybody's nose to the grindstone and it keeps you in the game. So definitely need to work closely with your agent, actually both agents. Number 10, skipping attorney review in states where it's recommended. Attorney review is exactly that. The attorney reviews the contract. They look to see if anything has been doctored, if anything doesn't sound right, if anything sounds fishy, if anything looks fishy. And agents are not Attorneys, we can't pretend to be one. We can be sued. So you always need to get everything set in stone with an attorney if your state requires it. Like where I'm from, we don't require an attorney to be used. But if you go to the next county, one side, at least one side, needs to have an attorney. I mean, at the end of the day, contracts are kind of like dating apps. Swipe carefully. Then next, inspections and repairs. Inspections can feel like a game of what's not wrong with your house, but don't let them derail your sale. So number 11, agreeing to every single repair request. Some people get ridiculous with this. Sometimes there's next to nothing wrong in the home inspection. Sometimes there's a list that's 27 items long. There are simple things like replacing missing switch plate covers. Yeah, they're like $1.99 each, but it's silly, stupid stuff that it's where I look at the buyer and say, welcome to the wonderful world of home ownership. Simple, stupid things that they can do themselves. But the thing is, when you've got things like electrical, those are genuine fire hazards. Those are things that you need to address. Things like termite, per the contract, or at least here in New Jersey, if there's termite damage, unless it's outlined differently, that falls on you to get all of that repaired. Let's see. 12, not verifying your licensed insured contractors before having the repairs done. And this can come back to bite you hard because if you use somebody that's not licensed and insured and there's an attorney involved, guess what? They're going to make you literally hire somebody else to come in and check that work. And most normal contractors are not going to sign off on somebody else's work. They'll take the whole damn thing apart and put it back together, and they're going to charge you for it. So you need to be really careful with that. Offering repair credits without knowing the actual costs. So when somebody asks for repairs or they say, hey, listen, we got a number for you. Well, who did you get the number from? You need to see that you got prices from, or they got prices, or both of you get prices from licensed insured contractors so that, you can have two different contractors come back for the same repair with thousands of dollars of difference in price. So you need to go do your homework. At the end of the day, you're selling a home. You're selling a lived-in home, not a brand new build. Boundaries matter. And even with a new house, even with a new build, you still need a home inspection. So don't ever bypass that. So let's see what's next. Okay, showing and staging. So presentation is everything when it comes to selling your house, but don't let it become a circus. And trust me, it can really quickly. So number 16 is agreeing to showings with zero notice. Now, unless you're desperate, do us all a favor. You need to make sure dirty laundry is picked up off the floor. You need to try and be sure that if your dishes are dirty, you get them in the dishwasher. You want to do everything you possibly can to improve your chances of somebody bringing an offer. If they're seeing things that are dirty, people really want to see neat. They want to see clean. So do us a favor, make sure your home is showing ready before you accept a showing. 17, leaving personal items or valuables out during tools. Huge no-no. You need to make sure all of your jewelry, anything value, any prescription medication, you need to make sure all that stuff is put away and in a safe place. And if you own a firearm, you must make sure that they're in the safe. You've got to make sure everything is put away for your own sake, for everybody's sake. So please, please, please make sure everything is put away in a safe place. 18, skipping home staging when your home really needs it. So when you've got clutter, and it's not even just clutter, when you've got gigantic furniture that is taking up room in the living room, in the kitchen. I just went to go look at a unit this week, and outside a bedroom doorway was a small dresser, which you had to turn sideways to go into the bedroom. Down the hall, there was another one, another table in the hallway, then a desk in a hallway. If people can't move through, if people can't see the space in the room, they have no idea how their stuff is going to fit. So try to remove as much as you can while you can. It'll be a big help. It'll pay for itself in spades, trust me. Then let's see, big one, number 19, letting people come through your house without your agent present. Never, ever, ever, never, ever is anybody to be in your house without a licensed, insured agent. Just don't. And 20, not setting showing hours or blackout dates. If you have limited schedule, limited time, you need to set boundaries. Make sure you talk with your agent and get that done. Listen, at the end of the day, selling your home is a really big deal, and you deserve to do it on your own terms with a smart strategy and zero regrets. So if you're thinking about selling and want to avoid these pitfalls, I'm here to guide you every step of the way, as always. So please like, subscribe, drop your seller questions in the comments. I answer every single one of them. Until next time, stay savvy and sell smart.